It took having kids for me to realize that I really love a good morning routine. And for me, a good morning routine includes getting up early, making coffee in like a slowed down, intentional way, sitting in a comfy spot, grabbing a book or even my Bible and taking some time to think and to pray, maybe grabbing a journal and taking some time to write. Just get thoughts out. No agenda, no intentionality to get something done, just to sit and to be. The funny thing is, though, that because I have kids and young kids, I very rarely get that time to have a morning routine. There would have been nothing routine about the first day of the week, that Sunday morning, all those years ago, when the women first went to the tomb following the death of Jesus. And so if you've been walking through this week with us, you'll know that Jesus died on a Friday, which is the Jewish Sabbath, or the beginning of the Jewish Sabbath at sundown. And because of that, Jesus' friends weren't able to bury Jesus in the way that they would have deemed fitting and proper. They wouldn't have been able to wrap his body properly or adorn his body with spices and perfumes and oils. They had to do it hastily. And because of that, Sunday morning, very early in the morning, they go back to finish the job. There's nothing routine about having to return to a tomb to finish burying a body 3 days later. And there's certainly nothing routine about finding that tomb empty. Luke's gospel tells the story this way. On the first day of the week, very early in the morning, the women took the spices they had prepared and went to the tomb. They found the stone rolled away from the tomb. But when they entered, they did not find the body of the Lord Jesus. While they were wondering about this, suddenly 2 men in clothes that gleamed like lightning stood beside them. In their fright, the women bowed down with their faces to the ground, but the men said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here, he is risen. Remember how he told you, while he was still with you in Galilee, the Son of Man must be delivered over to the hands of sinners, be crucified, and on that 3rd day be raised again." Then they remembered his words. When they came back from the tomb, they told all these things to the 11 and to the others. It was Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary the mother of James, and the others with them, who told this to the apostles. Even, and maybe especially, to those first women who showed up to the empty tomb, the resurrection was unexpected. They didn't go to the tomb expecting to find resurrection. They went expecting to find a dead body. And when they arrive and the stone is rolled away and the tomb is empty, they don't immediately think resurrection. When they turn around and they see 2 angels standing there, 2 messengers from God, their immediate reaction is not to ask them, "Hey, where's Jesus? He told us that he was going to be raised from the dead." Their immediate reaction is fear. It says in their fright, the women bowed down with their faces to the ground. And it's at that moment that these 2 men speak the words that, again, would have been unexpected. He is not here. He is risen. The invitation at Easter, and especially on Easter Sunday, is to celebrate the resurrection. The fact that Jesus was brought back to life and to new life. But the reality is that if you've grown up or been around the church for a long time, the words can not lose their meaning, but maybe lose their power. They certainly can become expected. And so the invitation this Easter and the practice that we have for you today is to celebrate the resurrection. And part of celebrating the resurrection is learning to look for Jesus in unexpected places. learning to celebrate Jesus in unexpected places, and learning to lean into wonder and maybe even a little bit of enchantment on this day, the day of resurrection. The challenge is to remember that things aren't always as you'd expect.